Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my new podcast. My name is Nefetare Aten RA, and I really appreciate everyone stopping by. This is my new channel Also, this is my first video for 2025. I've been on a fast for the last 3 days. I always come into the new year on a fast. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to spend time with the Most High and have a new lease on life and new outlook on what I want to accomplish in 2025. So I do apologize for the delay. I know so many people are ahead of me, but it's okay. I'm here. Anyway, welcome to my channel. On this channel, again, this is my new podcast. It's called Current, and we'll be discussing current events like social media, news media, timelines, news feeds, and all those things that are going on in America to make it great again. So we're gonna do what we can to make it great again also. So my intention is to go through some of the events that are going on in America, navigating through them, and see what we can do to enrich our lives, people around us, ourselves, and to stay ahead of the current. Just stay ahead of what's going on and what's going to be going on. America's been jumping off, first thing this year, we're already starting off with unalivings and, just same old on the Western world. So hopefully we can have fun with this. We can add some value to the content and just add value to your life. That's my goal. My intentions here is to add value. I'm going to be sharing these 20 principles that I came up with during my fast. And these principles I'm applying to my life, and I wanted to go ahead and share them with you guys, and hopefully you can apply them to your lives as well. So go ahead and like and subscribe and share. Now, if you don't like the video, it's okay, but go ahead and subscribe, because eventually I'm going to say something that you will actually like. So stick around and let's dive in. Okay. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to my live. This is my first live in 2025. Actually, this is my first live in quite some time. I have other channels, but they're music channels, and a lot of people use my music to make their videos. They just don't know it. But so I wanted to go ahead and start my own podcast. Per my daughter, she says I have a lot of good advice to give. So she thought it would be best that I go. At least her friends did. Like, somebody might want to hear what she has to say, so she needs to get her own YouTube channel. So here we go. Okay, so today's topic is 20 principles for thriving in 2025. And again, I said I was on a fast, and these 20 principles came to me when I was on my fast, and I want to apply them to my life. I already applied most of them to my life, but I want to really implement them so I can make it through the chaos that's going to be coming down the line. So the 20 principles for thriving in 2025 was a spinoff for the Agenda 2025. The Agenda 2025 is not something we made up, it's something they made up for us. So we need to stay ahead of the game and use these principles to guide us into the sunset, because if we don't, a lot of us don't realize we're in a spiritual warfare, things that if you think about on the outside looking in, if you think about everything that happened in 2024 with the election, everything that took place, no matter who you voted for, it's private. So I don't want to say, well, I don't want to talk about this because I don't want, she voted for her or she voted for him. It's not about that. It's about how everything took place. And if you think about it from the outside looking in, we really look crazy. We really look crazy. Here we are in supposedly the best nation on the planet with the best military and the best everything. Everybody's superior and all this kind of stuff. But we have a president now, an older president that got issues going on. He's too old to even be there. He's on his way out. We have another older president going in who got 34 felonies, right? So who in your right mind, who would actually do that? Who would actually vote for someone who's already a felon? And the people who are felons can't even vote for the felons. So most of the people he had on his display that was, introducing him to the people of the residents of America, they can't even vote for him anyway, And so why are we here? Why are we here? And then you have Kamala, who's just thrown in, Not saying she didn't deserve to win. I'm not saying she wasn't a good candidate. All I'm saying is that we supposed to have a right to vote. That right was taken away from us, and they gave us whoever they wanted us to have, regardless of their background, regardless of their principles, regardless of what they got going on in their life as far as being felons. We didn't have a choice. The choice was made for us. And so when it comes down to Agenda 2025, you still don't have a choice, because they came up with a plan for us without our knowledge, right? And that's how we look on the outside looking in, but on the inside looking out, everybody think it's all good. We got our president, and we gonna go off into the sunset, and now if we use critical thinking, just think about this. So once the election was over, everyone was so excited, and they used you to get the votes. That's all we needed your black body to go ahead and vote. That way we can go ahead and get what we want. And then when people found out they wasn't going to get what they want, now you talk to most of the people now, they'll tell you they're not even voted for them, And they lying, because if you look at the map, you see overwhelmingly a lot of people voted for Trump. All right. But now they realize how foolish they were. Now you can't find nobody who voted for Trump. So that's why these principles need to be something that you take heed to. At least I know I am, but you need to also, because if you got people who are voting for people who are felons, but those felons don't have a right to vote and or get a job like our president has, this is foolishness. This is foolishness, because there won't be another president with one felony, let alone being charged. They'll have an opportunity to be president again, and the people who voted for him wouldn't vote for me to even get a job. So why is this okay now? Why is this okay now? You got to have the skin to be in, and we don't have it. But at the end of the day, that's still foolishness. On the outside looking in, still foolishness. From the outside looking in, it's all foolishness. And unfortunately, regardless of how you voted, we're all going to pay for it. So here are my principles for thriving in 2025. Now, these principles here, you don't have to be a Christian, or you don't have to be somebody who's highly religious or believe in whatever, but these principles are something I came up with for myself. I'm just sharing it with you. You can do what you want to do with them, okay? You can do what you want to do with them. But I think it's going to be words to live by. So here's the first one. Keep the Most High first. Prioritize your connection with God above all else. Seek divine guidance in every decision and action, ensuring that every step aligns with your spiritual values. Trust that God, trust that God with, trust that with God first, everything else will fall into place. Now, as I said, we're not going to be quoting the scriptures. We're not going to be so spiritual that we can't hardly see. All I'm saying is this: we didn't create ourselves. There's a higher power, period. So just knowing that we need to keep that higher power first, because we're not going to be able to make it. We're not, most people are not going to be able to make it through the day, actually, let alone 4 years or a year or a month, make it through the day if we don't keep the Most High first. Between the aliens and all these drones and all these things they say are going off in the air, in the skies in the middle of the night. Come on now. Come on now. We got to keep the Most High first. Period. Keep the Most High first and let Him direct your path. Because if we don't, like I said, we're not going to make it. Now, some these images that I created, these are Hebrew images. These are images of our people that or in different positions. Like this one here, this lady, she's praying, keeping the Most High first and praying. That's what this image is about. Her praying and keeping the Most High first, prioritizing your connections with God above all else. Seek divine guidance. You're not going to have much choice to know if you want to make it into uh, the next second, the next day, the next minute, because just getting crazy day by day. We already had shootings already. We already had mass shootings. We already had bombs, and we already had unalives. Already day one. So the way it starts usually is how it's going to end. So we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. So just keep the Most High first. However you do it. I'm not here to quote scriptures. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Just like I said, these are the principles that I'm living by. That's going to help me navigate into whatever it is that we get ready to get into, because I need help. Whether y'all need help or not, I do. So I just want to share that with you. And let's go ahead to number two. And the second is trust in the Lord and lean not to your own understanding. Now, I know that might sound like number one, and it does sound like number one, but it's not number one, because at the end of the day, we still need to trust. We still need to trust in the Lord and lean not to our own understanding. It says in moments of uncertainty, lean on God rather than your own limited perception. Because, let me finish reading. Understand that divine wisdom surpasses human understanding, and trust in the process, even when it feels unclear or difficult. In times of uncertainty, when you don't know what's going on, people are already losing their jobs. We ain't seen nothing yet. People losing their homes. People homeless, jobless, no car, living in the streets. America has a. Let me just say this before I keep going. The reason why I'm doing these 20 principles is because I want to start 2025 off in my first video with positivity. I don't want to make it sound negative. I want it to be positive. So when you go through different things, you can always refer back to these principles to guide you off into where you need to be to have some sanity in these United States of America. Okay, that's the purpose, to make sure we have some sanity as we're going through the things we're going to be going through. Okay, so trust in the Lord and lean not to your own understanding. And the scripture says, in all our ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. So that's what these images are about. And you see this guy here; he's trusting the Lord as he's going through this desert. He's putting the Most High first as he's continuing on his journey. You never know when you're going to wind up. where you're going to wind up, but you got to keep going and you got to put God first and you have to trust that He knows the way, Lord, that He knows the way and not you. Lean not to your own understanding because we are limited in what we believe. We are limited in what we see because most of the stuff we see is not even real. It looks real and it seems to be real, but most of it isn't. Most of it isn't. So let's go ahead to number three. And after I do this video, this is part one. I'm gonna come back with part two, and then after that, it's gonna be on. But I wanted to go ahead and broaden this channel with these 20 principles, so I can always come back to it when I need a reference. Okay. So the third one is say what you mean and mean what you say. Speak with clarity, integrity, and honesty. Avoid being deceptive and ambiguous with your words. We keep it real. Keep it real. Be honest. Mainly be honest with yourself. That's what a lot of people don't do. They're not real honest with themselves. Trust words should align with your being. You know, trust yourself. And I'm not saying I know this sounds like a contradiction based on what we just got finished discussing about leaning not to your own understanding, but you still have to have a way to trust yourself because you do have an intuition, and your intuition is going to tell you what you should be doing. It's going to tell you that if you listen to it. Your words should align with your. Let me see, I got this up here. Your words should align with your actions. Your actions, what you say and what you mean should be lined up the same, and be consistent in your speech. Be consistent and consistency in your speech builds trust and respect. Being consistent, saying what you mean and meaning what you say. Okay, we need to make sure that people don't take us for no joke. When you say something, don't be afraid. Just say it. Not being no. Let me just say, not being disrespectful. But just being confident, living on purpose, saying what you mean and meaning it. But nobody has any misunderstandings of what it is you're actually trying to say or trying to relate to someone else. We know what you mean and you mean what you say. Remember, these are principles. Here's the vision board, okay? Create a plan and stick to it. Set clear action goals for your life, both short term and long term goals. I know people who don't even plan. I met this guy one day. He wanted to date me. He didn't have no long term goals. He had no short term goals. He didn't have no goals, period. And I remember he made a comment about, well, every time I make a plan, it always fails. And then if you don't have no plan, and you plan to fail, period. And then I can't go with you because the blind cannot lead the blind. Just go straight to the ditch, and that's not where I'm going with nobody. Okay, so have short term and long term plans. Plan on what you're going to do, how you're going to get out of the situation, how you're going to keep your house, how you're going to leave the job you want that you really don't want. Planning on when you're going to do it and how you're going to go to a different place or a different job or a different home or whatever it is that you think you need to change. Create a plan, stick to it. Okay? Write these plans down and manage these steps and remain committed to your path, even when distractions or obstacles arise. Okay? Yeah, so things happen, situations come up and people have plan Bs, so plan B is to do this or plan B is to do that. So come up with a way, a different plan. So if something was to happen, you have a way out. All right? These are your plans. Plan on succeeding. Okay? Now, this one is keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. A lot of times we talk too much. We tell people what we plan, and then I don't want to say that we talk too much. A lot of times we plan on doing things, and we excited about it, and we want other people to be just excited about it as we are. And a lot of times people are not. You know, they're not. And they might want to take your plans and run with it to make sure you can accomplish the goals that you have set up for yourself. All right, so just be careful with that. And you have the best intentions by sharing your thoughts with someone, but everyone don't have the same intentions as you have. You know, and it's important that you know that. It's important that we all know that everybody's intentions are not the same as you have for yourself. So keep your mouth shut and do not reveal your plans outside of yourself. Guard your thoughts and your ideas carefully. Not everyone is invested into your success or well being. Some may try to derail your efforts or take advantage of your vulnerability. Protect your visions by sharing only with those who truly have your best interests in heart. Amen. Amen. I have found that sometimes you can delay your own blessing by talking too much, and that sometimes it's the people you talking to could be somebody in your family that you think cares, and they might care, but just keep it to yourself and trust only the Most High as He guides you. Like I said, I went through this fast just now. Fasting is very, very important if you want to get divine interventions and divine directions on where you want to go in life. Fasting will do it for you. Fasting will do it for you. At least it does it for me. And you know what? And I find also, not to be talking about scriptures and stuff like that and fasting, but I find that the way you enter into a fast and the way you come out of the fast is two different things. You come in with anticipation and you know what you're thinking about, you know what you want and stuff like that. But when you come out with a whole new outlook on your vision, which is a good thing because you receive divine intervention from the Most High. He's going to show you a better way outside of your own understanding. So that's what it's important is to lean not to your own understanding. So that's where that scripture is very, very apparent. So, and the next one is number 6. Trust no one. Be discerning. Be discerning. Rely on your intuition. Trust in your connection to God and your own wisdom to guide you safely along your path. Now, I know earlier I was talking about um, everyone is not spiritual. Everyone doesn't serve God. We have atheists and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, there is somebody greater than you. And when your intuition tells you to do something, or you might even want to call it intuition when you say something told me. That's your intuition. That's the most high living God is saying we need to try something different, or don't go, or stop, stay home, don't quit, or whatever. Just listen to it, because that's going to be the discerning spirit that's going to lead you and keep your connection to God. All right, so just remember that your intuition. Now, I used to do videos, and I still had the videos on this channel, and I'm going to delete them because I don't want them on there. And I first started this YouTube channel by doing reactions to videos, and and I had to stop doing it because a lot of the people that I was doing reactions for was a lot of our women who was involved with relationships. And I used to hear them always, they all said the same thing. Something told me, my intuition told me not to, and they always went against it. They always went against it. And I wanted to scream, and I just couldn't handle it anymore. So I had to stop doing those videos and start doing something that, again, that's more higher vibrational because I couldn't really handle that. But a lot of times our intuition, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of time, all the time, if we listen to our intuition, we'll stay out of trouble. We'll stay out of trouble. Now, this image right here, you're gonna see a wolf. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing, and I made these images, and that's what that came up to be a wolf in sheep's clothing because people are gonna be coming to you. Just say trust no one. Perfect example. You got people who voted for Trump who will tell you they didn't. They voted for Kamala. And most people don't want no black woman telling them what to do. Black men and other people don't want black people telling them nothing, let alone woman, man, whoever. So you already know that's not going to be true. So you're going to have people doing it now. You can hear them on YouTube. They weren't talking that mess until they found out They didn't know anything about the taxes. You know, when they found out they made a mistake or voted the wrong way, they wanted to retract their vote. Now nobody voted for him. Nobody voted for Trump now, if you think about it. So you know you can't trust anyone. You can't trust the government. You can't trust your friends. You don't know who you're sleeping with, and you definitely can't trust people who are coming your way and telling you what they think you should do. Trust no one. I'm telling you, just trust yourself and your intuition, because that's what's going to lead the day. That's going to lead you off into where you need to be. Because man, look how many things have happened already in America already. People getting set on fire. People sitting around watching it. Cops walking past like they don't see it, and they got a big job in front of them by itself. You know, seeing all kind of. I can't imagine some of the things they see, but somebody getting burned alive, and then you got a young dude did it to a young lady just because. My, and we just getting started. That was just the first 2 days. We're on day 5, and the day is still young. And Lord, we ain't seen nothing yet. But anyway, let me just keep moving because I don't want to get negative. Okay, here you're gonna see an older man with a scale. Okay, take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for your own actions. Okay, every choice you make shapes your life and life. Embrace your actions with accountability and grace, understanding that personal growth begins with ownership. Ownership of your responsibility. Everything's not going to go right all the time. Be man enough and woman enough to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take the L. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this L and keep on moving. And remember that when we're growing up, it says A is for apple, right? But L is for learning. Go ahead and take the L and keep on moving, because life is too short to stand by and blame someone. Now you can do it. You can do it. But the problem is the onus is still on you. Just look in the mirror. Only person you're gonna see in that mirror is you. Take responsibility for your actions. Take ownership of what you're doing and balance off the good and the bad and make a decision that's going to be sound for you. All right, because if that's why I say in 2025 you got to be about you. Because if you're a parent, a mom, or you're a sister, and people depending on you, if you're not right, you can't lead nobody anywhere. If you're not right, so it's important to make sure you are first. You are right. You have the direction that you need to get you to where you're trying to go. And that's why it's important to make sure you are in good health to get you to where you need to go. That way you can help someone else along the way. And I love this woman looking in the mirror. She don't see the reflection looking back at her, right? People don't want to look in the mirror. They want to look at you. They want to blame you. Well, we need to get all these Mexicans, we need to get all these brown people out of America. That way I can have a job and I can have my own place and I can have this and I can have that, and I can go back and get a job, a 6 figure job, and all my food prices go back lower. Like when we get all these people out of here, I can go on and live my life without them. Can't nobody live without black people. Brown, black, nobody. You can't make it without us, period. Because if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be here. So I just want to throw that out there. It wasn't for us. It wasn't for black people. Would nobody be here. Period. Period. So not trying to be smart, not trying to be boastful, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. And what kind of life we anyone to have without black people? We black people are everything: music, arts, sports, music, everything. That's us. Period. Black, brown. Period. Just keeping it real. Guard your peace at all costs. This is number 8. Guard your peace at all costs. Your peace is your sanctuary. It's your sanctuary. You have to have peace. Surround yourself with love and positivity, and let go of anything that is in your life that disturbs the harmony within your soul. Guard your peace at all costs. That right there means more than anything. Just guard your peace. Because if you don't have peace in anything that you're doing, then what you doing it for? What you doing it for? Guard your peace. Trust in the Lord. Guard your peace. You need it. If you think about the families of the young lady who got burned, both of them. Now the first woman in the subway, they don't even know who she is. She got burned so bad they don't even know who she is. And I still went back and did some research. They still don't know who she is. They don't know who she is. She got burned so bad. Now, can you imagine if you found out who it is, and it's someone in your family? It's going to be difficult, man. I'm telling you. I can't imagine. I've been burned before, so I don't. I can only imagine what it's like. Cause and I went through it. You know, I went through it personally. I went through it. So guard your peace with everything you are and everything you are. Guard your peace. You need to have it to sustain you. Learn from the past, but don't dwell on it. A lot of times, and this is could be a hindrance, even for me. Sometimes it could be a hindrance that we let some of the things that happened in the past keep us from doing the things that we want to do in the present. Just like my friend who doesn't make plans or commitments, short-term plans or long-term plans, because it always fails. For some reason, it always fails. So don't dwell on it. Learn from what happened in the past. Take the L, keep moving, and go into a positive directions and seek yourself. Seek a higher learning. Seek a higher power. So you don't have to come back and dwell on the things that happened in the past. The past holds valuable lessons, of course, but your power lies in the present. Use what you learn to create a future full of promise and possibilities for yourself. 2024 is gone. Everything that happened in 2024 is gone. And now we hear the Lord bless us to see another year, another day, and we need to go ahead into the future, learning from what took place in 2024. Whether I'm not talking about the election, I'm just talking about everything that you were there. If you made it to 2025, that means you was there. So whatever took place in 2024, the Lord bless you to come into a new year and give you a new chance to start over. And that's what we need to pretty much focus on, starting over, thanking God for a new chance and making the best of it. That was number 9. Learn from the past and don't dwell on it. And number 10, be proactive, not reactive. This is a big one, because everybody gets so excited and they just pop, react, 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 react without thinking about it, without putting those 20 principles in front of your thought process. You know, just think, just wait, just hold off, think about it, fast about it before you react. I know that's easier said than done. That's Lord knows that's easier to said than done. But we don't want to get caught up. We don't want to be in nobody's prison. We don't want to lose our job. We don't want to lose our homes. And we want to make decisions that are going to be sound and be proactive in everything we do. Stay ahead by planning for what's to come. Approach life with thoughtfulness, intention, responding with wisdom instead of reacting to circumstances. A lot of us are guilty of reacting to circumstances, including myself. Remember, I bought these 20 principles for myself. I'm just sharing it with you. And these are the top 20, but I'm only doing 10 today, and this is the 10th one. So I wanted to let you know that I'm only doing 10 today because I didn't want to make this video too long, and I'm going to come in with a part 2. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to come in with all the images, and I'm going to have it narrated by I'm going to have it narrated that way. You can have a peaceful video without me talking, and get to explore the images also, and be able to apply those Just save the video, apply it to your life. And you won't hear me talking in these. At the end of the second part, all these images are all going to come together, and you can keep that archive, this video, and use it for your own productivity. Okay, so be proactive and not reactive. So stay focused, Lord. Stay focused. Keep the Most High first. Remember that. Keep the Most High first. Lead not into your own understanding. All thy ways to acknowledge Him, and let the Most High direct your paths. I could say this on and on and on, but it's hard. It's really hard, and we just have to make sure that we are considering the Most High first. We're considering who we are and listening to your intuition. You know what's going on. You know what's up. You know what's up. Just remember that. You know what's up. So that's number 10. So let's go through all of them again, just so we can reiterate. Keep the Most High first. Trust in the Lord. Lean not to your own understanding. Say what you mean. Number 2, trust in the Lord and lean not to your own understanding. Number 3, say what you mean and mean what you say. Number 4, create a plan and stick to it. Got to have a good plan. You can't go nowhere without a plan. So people don't plan their lives. You have to. Without a vision, people perish. So you got to have a plan for your life. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut if you don't do anything. This is the biggest one. Keep your mouth shut. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people, Lord, I know, just keep your mouth shut, Lord, and you're going to make it. You're going to make it. Okay, so let me go to the next one. And keeping your mouth shut. It doesn't mean you don't want to share insight, but just make sure whoever you're sharing your goals with have the same, or is looking out for your best interests, basically. Make sure they're looking out for your best interests. That way you can accomplish a goal and not prolong it. Because you can prolong your own goal by telling the wrong person what your plans are. So, so keep your mouth shut and then trust no one. Trust no one except yourself and your intuition. Okay? Number 7, take responsibility for your own actions. Don't blame nobody for things not working. Don't blame nobody. Now, see, when things work, everybody want to take credit for it, but they don't want to take credit for things when it don't work. That's human nature. But take responsibility for your own actions. Guard your peace. That's number 8. Guard your peace. If you don't feel good about some of the things you get ready to do, don't do it. Don't do it. Number 9, learn from the past, but do not dwell on it. Learn from the things that happened in the past and don't dwell on it. 2024 is gone. Be in a new year. Let's make this year count. Be proactive but not reactive. Don't let anybody set you off. The devil's busy seeking whom he may devour. Don't let anybody set you off and get you caught up and then you can't get out. Money's tight. A lot of people don't have resources like they used to. Some people don't even have jobs like they used to. So if you get caught up in a situation you don't need to be in, don't get caught up. Don't be reactive. Be proactive. Think about it, make a decision, and move on. Even if you have to get rid of people in your life, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. Because as resources get tired and people start losing their jobs, they're going to start. I was talking to my daughter this afternoon actually, and she said, "Ma, you always take." My daughter don't listen half the time. She hear me, but sometimes she don't listen. Her friends hear me, they listen, but my daughter, she hear. And then somebody else will tell her the same thing, and then she'll tell me, "Ma, I didn't know that." Okay, well that's good. But I'm gonna tell you something I told my daughter today. When people are falling, When you're falling down, you can't get up, they're going to grab on to whoever, whenever, however, to save themselves from falling. Now, people do all kind of stuff. Like Christmas just passed, people spent money they should never have spent. People has bought things they should never have bought. They went on trips. Well, I can do where I earned it. Money's going to be so tight. People losing their homes, people losing their job. They don't even see it coming, but they still spending money, And I told my daughter, this is my advice that I told my daughter today. You save yourself. You don't know what people are doing behind the scenes. You don't know what they're spending their money on. All they know is when they see you, they need help. You don't know what they've been doing. I have watched videos on YouTube or TikTok. Well, I watch a lot of people's videos. One video I was watching, this lady went out and bought this man a game, some type of game he could play with the TV. She bought him a TV, bought him a game, and he didn't do anything but buy her a car. And she couldn't even afford to even give him the game and a TV and everything. He didn't even appreciate it, Lord. And she barely had enough money to pay her rent. But she made that choice to buy him a gift. And the gift he bought for her was meant for somebody else. It had somebody else's name on it. Didn't give a damn. So my advice was to my daughter was, you look out for you and your family. Your family come first, because when whoever shows up needing help, you don't know what they've done. You don't know where they've been. Now, people could do what they want to do. That's my daughter. You seek and take care of your own family first. If you have something to give, you give. But you don't give because people make you feel like you should. You give because you can, if you can. Other than that, you let people stay where they are. Now, these are the first 10 out of the 20 principles that I wrote for myself to stay ahead of the Agenda 2025. I'm going to come back with another video on the top 50 things that were going to affect you in 2025. 50. Can you imagine who had time to come up with this is just 50. These are just the 50 that I researched by reading the Agenda 2025. There's just 50 of them. That's going to affect mainly people who look like me in 2025, and those who think they got it going on who don't look like me. This agenda is meant for you too. So as we all seem to be finding out the hard way, they put brown and black on the picture, and you part of it too. Just so you know, when you think it's just about us, it ain't. It's about you too, because with all these principles I'm going to be outlining, they're going to affect you too. And I'm going to do that after I finish this part 2. And I'm going to do 50 critical issues that will affect the residents of America. Thanks for watching. My name is Nefetare Aten RA, and welcome to my podcast called Current, where we discuss current events, current issues that affect our lives. And my goal is to help you navigate through them so we can make it in 2025. Ashe.